YouTube is crammed with perfect portfolio videos, but I think that people can learn a lot more from imperfections. So I asked you guys to send me your current imperfect freelance portfolios for review, and you delivered. In this new series, we will be looking at your freelancing portfolios from a couple of different angles. For example, how well do you convey your services? How well do you build trust? And I will also be talking about what I like about these portfolios and how could you potentially improve them. By the way, if you'd like to be featured in an upcoming video just like this, you can send your portfolio for review in the link below, down in the descriptions. Let's get started. All right, so first we have Zouhair from Morocco. Hope I'm pronouncing that name right. In Zouhair's case, we only have a Upwork profile, but I wanted to take a look at an Upwork profile because I've been talking a lot about Upwork. Like generally speaking, I think this is a pretty complete profile. What I would start considering is actually two things here. So first of all, what I really like. What I really like is that there's a lot of work history here, a lot of positive reviews. I really like that. When I'm hiring an Upwork, that's something I really look forward to, and I actually read these reviews. I also really like the employment history, other experiences, whatever, but I don't really look at that. What I look at as a potential client is your portfolio, right? So the kind of work that you have done. And this is just beautiful. It really shows that you are a really knowledgeable and expert at your field. So I mean, like I do design some stuff, but this looks really good. Now the things that I would improve is, first of all, I think you can go with higher rates. Based on the quality that you do here, I think you can go with a higher rate. People are a little bit afraid to make this stuff because they are afraid that people will not be hiring them, but it actually goes the other way around as well. So when you show that you have a higher price, you immediately like elevate your own value as well. It shows that you are a professional, right? The same goes for your consultation feature as well. The other thing that I would probably look at is your description. So this is a little bit too long, a little bit too, I guess, generic. Like I would probably never read this. So what I would instead do is something that I talk about all the time, which is what kind of results have you delivered to previous clients? For example, your portfolio design or your presentation design helped this and that company increase their sales or bring in more funding or whatever. I would really focus on that. So not on stuff like what I can do, but what I have delivered to past clients. I would also include a couple of brand names that you have actually worked with, right? So showcase that other people, other big brands have already trusted you. And to do all of that in a much shorter manner, or at least pay a lot of attention to your first couple of words, right? Because the first thing that people see is actually the first couple of lines of your profile. And you're not really maximizing the information that you're conveying here in these first couple of lines. So I would probably fix that. But yeah, otherwise, super portfolio, super job, really cool stuff on your portfolio, on your projects. Do raise your rates and do make this a lot better. But yeah, good job. All right, next we have Estevan from France. In Estevan's case, we can see that he has a brand new Upwork profile with a wonderful positive photo, as well as some other portfolio items. We're not gonna look at this in detail because it's a fresh profile, but I wanted to showcase Estevan's wonderful website. So actually, it's quite interactive. For example, when you drag this, it works and it moves, which is pretty cool if you ask me. So yeah, Estevan is a product designer and Webflow developer, and this is the perfect example of showcasing what you can do, right? So if you are a Webflow developer, show me what you can do. And this website, this portfolio is doing a wonderful job of that. Now, when you scroll down, you can see previous projects, previous companies that Estevan has worked for and what they achieved together. Again, I really love this. Each of these projects are a separate case study on their own, telling a different story of what the challenge was, what he provided. So this is textbook stuff. The two things that I would probably improve is I would make it a little bit easier to get in touch. So like maybe this button should stand out a little bit so that people can, get to it quicker. And the other thing is that I would probably bring in a little bit more personality. What do I mean by that? Well, I never actually get to see you and who you are, right? I can see all these wonderful tools, this wonderful website, these wonderful past clients and whatever. I really like that. Otherwise, a wonderful website, wonderful case studies, wonderful projects. Make it a little bit easier to contact you, maybe set up Calendly or whatever. And yeah, a little bit of you, more of you, your personality, who you are, make it a little bit more approachable. But yeah, otherwise, like, super job. Now, finally, we have Rohan from India. Again, hopefully I'm not butchering that name. Again, we have a wonderful Webflow website. You guys cannot really see it, but this website has actually not been published. Now, I know that that can be tricky because, you know, this is a temporary website, so like free to use, but I would suggest, first of all, Rohan, for you to, you know, purchase the domain name. I know it's a lot of money, especially for Webflow, but again, that elevates you professionally a little bit, so I would recommend that. Otherwise, wonderful job, very sleek. I immediately learned who you are. Maybe I would start with the name here, right? So about me, and start with, instead of about me, I would start with your full name. I like this photo. It's a little bit maybe too like too personal. I would go with something more professional, but I wouldn't consider this a mistake, so to speak. What I really like is that you're showcasing free, like, successful projects here of what you have done for companies. There's one little problem here, which is that whenever I'm clicking on these things, it's taking me to Figma, where I can actually see the project, which is great, but in some cases, it's actually like request access to this file, which is, I cannot see this. So I can probably see the first project, but the second two things I cannot, which brings me to a super important point. So whenever you guys are doing a website or links or portfolio, whatever, always test the live site and make sure that all of the links actually work, especially the contact form, right? So in Rohan's case, what we have here is a FaceTime opportunity. Well, I'm not gonna call you mate right now, but yeah, you have email. I'd probably consider maybe a contact form or a Calendly, you know, so that people can book a time with you. But yeah, otherwise, like, fix these, but otherwise it's a pretty solid Webflow page. I also wanted to showcase Rohan's portfolio because he actually has a set up LinkedIn profile. Potential clients sometimes do check out LinkedIn and other places so that they basically vet you and see that you are a real person. So even if you are not getting, like, you know, traffic and clients, whatever, from pages like LinkedIn, I do suggest that you guys do LinkedIn for the reason of, like, an additional platform where people can vouch for you, can build trust and showcase that you are indeed a real person. The only thing I would probably do better here is the About section. I would probably share these success stories that you have and talk about, like, what you did for Segway, what you did for Mahindra, what was the challenge, what you achieved, and what were the results that the client actually got. And I would actually showcase that here in the About section. So again, less about, like, what you do and more about what kind of results you actually deliver and what kind of results your clients get after working with you, right? So focus more on that, but otherwise, yeah, this is good. And a lovely photo here with the desert, by the way. One final thing, some people like to post their resumes or their CVs on their website. I guess that's fine. That's not a must. It's basically another step that you can take to build further trust towards your potential clients. But again, I always emphasize that focus on the stuff that you have achieved, right? Rather than, like, who you are. I care more about what you can do for me as a client rather than who you really are. Now, if you want to become a great freelancer, you not only need a great portfolio, lead generation, trust building, and all that jazz, but you need the mental fortitude to keep marching on even if things are not going well. Having the proper mindset is half the battle when it comes to freelancing, and this video can actually help you find that extra juice to become a successful freelancer. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.